Good evening, Grandview High School students, families, and community. What an amazing trip we're on. I never thought that I'd be practicing and working on coming to you remotely through video conferencing and making videos of myself to try and communicate with you. But here we go. First, let me start by saying amazing times for us and struggling times. Students don't know how they're going to move forward. Families don't know how to homeschool. It's just a real trying time for everybody, and it's a time to afford everybody grace and just really reach out to those that you care about. So with that being said, I'm here to share with you some information that I think might help clear up some misunderstandings possibly and give you some ideas of what to look forward to in the next couple weeks. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is this idea of packets that we're sending home. I think there was kind of this idea that you were going to get like a envelope, like a big manila type envelope in the mail, and you're not. It's just a normal white envelope that has 5 pieces of paper in it. From Grandview High School, it looks like a cover letter and 4 pieces of supporting information from our different departments. These are called educational resources. They are things that your students can work on to improve their past skills, things to think about and talk about, essays to practice writing, and so forth. At the high school age, many of the students are going to tell you as parents or guardians that I don't need to do it, they're not grading it. Well, I suppose that's correct. But we know that it's best if we keep up on our skills. So doing a few of those math problems, reading those articles, responding to some of the essays is very important. Take the time to look at them with your students, look them over, have a conversation about them at the dinner table, whatever it might be. The older siblings in your house can work with their younger siblings. We know that teaching is one of the best ways to learn, so please take that into consideration too. So parents will say, well, what's the purpose of the packet? Well, we want to keep up on their skills while we're preparing what this new learning or this new online learning may look like for a high school student. So these are first educational resources. That's kind of like keeping up on your skills. The new learning is going to start here in the next couple weeks. It's going to start with 12th graders, and then we'll roll it out to 11, and then 10, and then 9. And it's going to look different for everybody. We're going to do our best to get technology in the hands of every single student who needs it. But before that all happens, let's talk about this week and next week. A couple things you need to be aware of. Our teachers, your students' advisors, are going to be contacting your students. Now, if you have multiple students in the household, you're going to get multiple phone calls. We're all doing our very best to reach out to your students. We'd like to talk to them personally. We like to talk to the families. We want to check on everybody and see how it's going. There's a couple purposes for the phone calls. Do we have right addresses, phone numbers, emails? We need to make sure you've done your technology survey. Now, if you haven't done that yet, you can find it on the GSD app or on the district website. Take your time. It's 1 survey per household. Takes maybe 3-4 minutes, 5 at the most. Obviously depends on how many kids are in your household, right? Or how many students are in your household. But that's really important to us because we need to figure out how we're going to help students with this new learning between now and June 19th when we're finished with this school year. So as we move forward, know that you're going to get lots of phone calls. Those phone calls are going to be coming. They may have the 509-882-8750 number. They may say blocked number. They may say no caller ID. We'd really like you to take the chance and answer those. That's our first line of communication with you. Check your email. Students, check your GSD, the one that has your 5-digit number at stu.gsd200.org. That's how your teachers are going to be communicating with you. We want to work through that so that we are ready to roll out what's called new learning. That new learning is going to look differently. It's not going to be every single day assignments. It's going to look different, and I'm being honest when I say I don't know exactly what it's going to look like. We started today. Every single teacher was in our first 2-hour Zoom meeting talking about what it's going to look like. So that brings me to Zoom. Some of you know it as a video conferencing platform. Some of you have heard GoToMeeting. Some of you have heard Skype. The new buzzword is Zoom. The district will be using Zoom to communicate with you, and that's how I'll be communicating with you in our first parent meeting and student meeting on Thursday. But I wanted to get started tonight and tell you that you're going to get lots of phone calls, lots of communication. It'll almost feel like too much, but bear with us. We want to make sure we have all the proper information and the best way to get a hold of you. So that's really what this week is about. Next week, we're going to be working on trying to get some technology out. We're going to start with the seniors, and then to the juniors, then 10th grade and 9th grade. We're holding all of our meetings virtually through Zoom. So bear with us as we learn this right along with you. Our teachers have been trained to teach face-to-face, and some of them have taken classes online or even taught a few online. But to have a school such as Grandview High School go 100% online, it's not an easy task, even if we weren't planning to do it in just a few days. So understand that we're going to be up and running. Your teachers are working day and night with everything they've got to make it as flawless as possible. That leads me to new learning, grades, credits, and so on. New learning. Governor Inslee and Chris Reichdahl, Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction, talk about good faith. Students, you're going to have to do your part to earn your grade. We don't know what those grades look like yet. We're waiting for more direction from the state of Washington. But you will earn grades and you will earn credits. Seniors, you will be ready to graduate. If you're on track to graduate, you're going to graduate. If you are in a credit retrieval class, you're going to keep doing that credit retrieval class. You're going to graduate. If you're an underclassman, you're going to earn the credits, so you'll be ready to graduate next year or the following year. Know that we're not going to let anything happen to your students that is going to stand in their way of furthering their education, dreaming about careers, going to college, and so forth. I've got your back on that one. Let's talk about graduation. There's being a graduate, which is earning a high school diploma, which is really what this is all about. And then there's graduation, the party, the celebration, the honoring all of your years of hard work. And don't get me, I hope you don't get me wrong, I love graduation more than anything. Those of you who know me personally, I love walking the halls, and I'm just crazy at graduation, and it's the best thing. It's what a high school principal works her whole career for, is to see those students walk across the stage. I've been hearing about graduation ideas such as, what's it called, like a parade or a drive graduation. I've heard virtual graduations. We're talking to Jostens, your cap and gown supplier, about that now. We've talked about doing a class of 2020 weekend in the fall where we hold prom and a formal graduation. There's all kinds of things we're working on. I want you to know we're going to do something and you'll be excited. Know that we have about 240 students graduating, and that's a lot of people to manage. So we've got to think it through and do what's best for them, the community, families, and all of those things that the governor is asking us to do is stay home and stay healthy. So please understand, I'm working on it, and I'm not going to let you down. I'd like you to get a pencil and a piece of paper and get ready for some information as I start to wrap this up. We have a lot ahead of us in the next few weeks. It's not going to be easy. I'm going to do these type of videos for you. I'm not going to give you any promises, but regularly. I'm going to offer you as students by grade to come to Zoom meetings so that you can ask question and answer. Your parents can get on. I'll have people there who can translate for us. And we want to make sure you feel comfortable and that you're understanding the system. So as I wrap up this evening, first thing I'd like you to do is take this number down, 509-790-1578. That's my work cell phone. And I pretty much answer at 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you can get a hold of me. I don't generally text with you, but if you are speaking Spanish and you'd like to send a message to me in Spanish because you know I speak English, I will get someone to translate it and to call you back and we will get you help. My email is the easiest and most safe way for both of us to communicate evenly, and I can translate your Spanish message to English, and then I can respond to you in Spanish by translating it back the other direction. So my email is KKCASEY. Once again, 2-letter K's, so it's KKCASEY at gsd200.org. And in closing, we all want to do our part to help end this pandemic as soon as possible. Please try and limit your outings. Be kind and thoughtful to those around you. If you see me out and about, you might see me in a mask, but this is my sanctuary here. I'm safe and healthy. And look for communication from your teachers. Be open-minded, be patient, and offer your teachers and the people who are trying to help you with your new learning a little bit of grace. It goes a long ways. So in closing, good night, God bless, and you'll hear from me soon.